Intercity Transit recently received national attention for providing free services to customers. With the sudden COVID-19 crisis at hand, Intercity Transit moves to provide advanced reservation services, a temporary on-demand bus service to its ridership. Joining us to talk more about what is new with Intercity Transit is Tumwater City Council member and Intercity Transit Board Debbie Sullivan. Hi Debbie, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this time with you.
So what's new in your world in the time of COVID-19? How are you getting along?
Well, doing well, just being home a lot. So it's just really adjustment, I think, for everyone to learn how to do things differently, staying home. I mean, when the big adventure is to go to the grocery store, that's about it. A lot of telemeetings, so learning all the different technologies and having all the funny things that happen when you're trying to do web meetings. And the city council on Tuesday night, my cat decided to become very vocal during my report, which is, you know, I don't know what you do about that stuff. So yeah, yeah. So I'm sure there's everybody can relate because all kinds of stuff happens when you're on web meetings.
Yeah, and everybody's going to forgive that and stuff and give you some grace there, so no worries. But we're here to talk about Intercity Transit. So with the regular bus service discontinued due to the governor's mandate, how can customers connect with Intercity Transit to get service now?
Well, we are on demand right at the moment, and it's just a temporary situation. And so there's a telephone number. Let me read it. It's 360-786-1881 and call between 8 and 5. Or you can email at daldispatch, all one word, at intercitytransit.com. And so that's where they're doing to schedule. And it has to be under the governor's orders of an essential trip. So to job or to store, to an essential service. So doctor's appointments, those kinds of things. So, and it's been very successful. I believe we're the only one in the country who's done this in this fashion. We were not having success trying to mitigate non-required trips on the regular fixed bus route. So we had to come up with something that was something more we could control while this is happening. So yeah, we were adding buses, we were changing times. I mean, we were doing everything we can, but with the 6-foot personal space distance, keeping our drivers safe, sanitizing, all those things, it just became extremely challenging. And we know how important public transportation is to the citizens. And so we wanted to make sure that those who needed to get to work, needed to get to essential services, were able to do that.
So in essence, it kind of works like the Dial-A-Lift did, where you just call and they pick you up from your house. Is that right?
Yep, exactly. And matter of fact, you're calling into the Dial-A-Lift number, so the dispatcher for the Dial-A-Lift number, and then you can also do it at the email. So
okay, it's still free then, right? Just like the buses are free.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't cost anything. So we have not changed the fee for any of that. So, and then that also keeps our drivers safe, so that there's no exchange. And I don't anticipate we'll change the free fare or the zero fare even after this is over. At least we don't plan on it at this time.
Okay, and you said temporary changes, but what do you anticipate happening in the future? Are they somehow be adapted into Intercity Transit's regular operations?
Yeah, so as the governor releases, goes to the different, because he's got the 4 phases. And as we get to different phases and different things can happen, then we'll kind of look at how we meet those needs at that point, and then a change. I'm thinking probably about phase 3 is when we'll start the actual fixed route trips again. So that's kind of what we're anticipating. But this is all just kind of very fluid. We don't really know what's going, what can happen. Something can change so drastically in 30 days that we're just playing it by ear, and staff has been amazing at being able to. I mean, we're really thinking outside the box on how to get people where they need to go.
Well, speaking of staff, what are some of the extra precautions Intercity Transit is implementing to protect the staff, especially the drivers?
Well, they have face masks, and then they provide face masks, and then they also provided them the cloth masks, so that if they wanted, that you can wash, and so it's whatever the driver is most comfortable with. We're putting in barriers so that the drivers have, like kind of like what they're doing at the grocery stores, where they're not, where they have that barrier so that the staff customers aren't there. Sanitation, they're using some new sanitation, commercial strength, medical strength type of sanitation. All of them are wiped down every single day. Drivers have gloves. They're just doing everything they can to protect staff and the passengers. We need to make sure that they're safe too.
Right, because somebody's on the bus and then another person's on the bus, so yeah, can spread germs that way. So what do you think the future for public transportation in Thurston County is like? Do you think COVID-19 started a new era in public transportation here?
Well, I think public transportation is going to possibly be a little bit different nationwide. So the APTA, which is the American Transportation Association, I get a lot of emails from them. I've gone to their conferences before. So I think that there'll be a lot of communication with that organization nationwide to see what different kinds of things work. And I think what works maybe better on the East Coast or in a big city or a small town won't work the same. So we are just trying to find what fits best for our community and for the neighboring communities that we connect with. So like Mason County, Pierce County, those counties that we also connect with their transit systems. So,
if somebody does have to go to a different location, a different county, does the dial lift take them to another bus where they can hop on and get to where they need to go? So let's say they needed to go to Seattle for something.
right.
How does that work?
So we do have, I don't know if the one that goes to Tacoma is still running or not. I didn't check on that. I'm thinking it didn't, but it may still be running. Unfortunately, I didn't check on that. I didn't hear that they're still running. So I think it's kind of wherever you need to go. And we're also providing van pools too. So people can also grab van pool vans. If, like if there's a group that's going from Thurston County to Pierce County, they can do it through a van.
Yeah. Well, is there kind of like a limit to as far as the dial-a-lift will take you? Or, there's got to be.
Wherever our route area is. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add about Intercity Transit and the new operations?
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that, it's been very successful with what we're doing. We've done 10,000 rides so far, since, a month. So we're doing about between 300 and almost 600 a day, depending upon the need. So I think it's been working well. Unfortunately, it's not exactly what everybody really wants at the moment, but, and we're going to just really continue as the authority board to find what is going to continue to work best for our community. And we want to make sure that, because transportation is hugely important to our community. And we just need to make sure that transportation is available. But we need to follow the governor's guidelines. So we'll be working hand in hand with that and making sure that we don't violate any of the governor's orders.
Well, I know in the community here, everybody's appreciative of the free buses, and I'm sorry that this kind of threw off the pilot project. Who knows what, how skewed that's going to be from that, but I hope it does continue.
Yeah, it will. We don't have any plans not to at this point in time. And it was a huge success because we had a 20% increase in ridership in January from the previous January. We had a 30% increase in ridership from February to February. I mean, it was very successful. And then all of a sudden, boom, April, March and April hit and it was all over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunate. But I think when it gets back, And, I don't know what our new normal is going to really actually look like, be. And so it's so hard to even guess what that new normal is going to look like and how long it's going to take. I don't think this is going to be over with probably for at least 18 months to 2 years until things get really kind of back to normal and because people are not comfortable going out yet.
That's true. Yeah. Well, thanks for taking the time today.
Well, thank you.
And thanks for all you do for our county.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Have a good day. To schedule your own bus ride for an essential trip, please call 360-786-1881 or email daldispatch@intercitytransit.com. That's all we have for you today. Tune in next time for more updates. Again, if you have any questions or suggestions for something we should cover, send an email to rkam@tcmedia.org. Stay home, stay updated with Thurston Community Media, and stay safe, Thurston County.